Renault 99 is on their practice out lap. Pink Panther is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. Renault 99 is on their first practice flying lap. There are just over 340 minutes left in this practice session. Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track. With just 339 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. It's a lovely day for racing here at Mont Tremblant GP as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Renault 99 is in turn 8. Eddie G is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. Renault 99 posted 1:45.722 on their last lap. How will they do on this one?
Pink Panther has a best lap time of 1:47.351. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:40.515. With just 336 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right, in Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Armin Sunoiler posted 1:39.512 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Pink Panther posted a 1:46.524 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Renault per 99 has a best lap time of 1:41.658. With just 333 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Jury U posted 1:42.836 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Pink Panther posted a 1:47.900 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Renault Per 99 has a best lap time of 1:41.658. Armand Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:39.512. In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Jury U posted 1:42.836 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 329 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Jury U posted a 1:42.836 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Armand Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:39.512. Pink Panther posted 3:07.373 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 327 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:39.512. Pink Panther posted a 3:07.373 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. Eat a Euro S like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Renault Per 99 has a best lap time of 1:39.851. Armin Sunoiler posted 1:41.616 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 323 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:39.512. Jerry Yu has a best lap time of 1:41.999. Renault Per 99 posted a 2:55.432 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 321 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Pink Panther has a best lap time of 1:46.524. Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Richard Rossio is on their first practice flying lap. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:39.512. Renault per 99 posted 1:39.082 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Eddie G posted a 1:39.647 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 318 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. The engines are revving up and the drivers are ready to hit the gas pedal for this qualifying session at Mont Tremblant GP. Richard Rossio is on their outlap.
This is the moment they've been preparing for. Let's see if they can execute.
Incredible performance by Armin Sunoiler so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail.
Absolutely, Rob. Armin Sunoiler is setting an impressive pace and demonstrating their dominance on the track. Their competitors have a challenging task ahead to match their performance.
A solid performance from Richard Rossier as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Impressive work from Eddie G, who has claimed 4th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Currently in 6th, Jury Yu has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Jorg Yu's current position of 6th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on the starting position.
It's an impressive showing by Armin Sunoiler in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result.
Spot-on analysis, Rob. Armin Sunoiler is currently in a dominant position, setting the standard for their rivals. Their consistent and impressive performance is setting them up for a strong starting position.
Armin Sunoiler has completed their outlap. It's an impressive showing by Richard Rossier, currently in 6th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find? Richard Rossier has completed their outlap. A strong showing from Armin Sunoiler as they currently sit in 2nd. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Armin Sunoiler has just completed a lap in 1:39.692. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. Incredible drive by Pink Panther so far, earning them 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Pink Panther has completed their first flying lap in 1:44.780. Jerry Yu has positioned themselves well in 5th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Jerry Yu has just completed that lap in 1:40.947. Their best lap so far is 1:40.947, putting them in P5. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Renault Per 99 has secured a respectable 8th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Renault Per 99 has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Pink Panther, positioning them in 8th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're spot on, Rob. Pink Panther's current position of 8th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Pink Panther has some work to do, as that 1:44.128 is only good enough for 8th. Impressive display by Jerry Yu, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Jerry Yu will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. And there goes Richard Rossier, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session. A solid performance from Smells Like We, as they currently hold position. Smells Like We will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Jerry Yu will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Player has put in a great effort and currently holds 9th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Player has done a fantastic job to claim 9th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
It's an impressive showing by Renault-25, currently in third. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You hit the
Renault-25 will be happy having put themselves into second in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Incredible drive by player so far, earning 9th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Absolutely, Rob. Player has put in a remarkable effort to secure 9th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Player has completed their outlap. Impressive work from Armin Sanola, who has claimed 4th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Armin Sanola will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
A strong showing from Eddie G as they currently sit in 7th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Absolutely, Rob. Eddie G has shown great potential to secure 7th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Eddie G has some work to do as that 140.462 is only good enough for 7th. Currently in 6th, Smells Like We has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Smells Like We will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 7th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
I completely agree, Rob. Eddie G has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve.
Eddie G has some work to do as that 139.860 is only good enough for 7th. Impressive display by Pink Panther, currently sitting in position 8. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Pink Panther has some work to do as that 533.770 is only good enough for 8th. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
And there goes player, currently in position 9. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Great analysis, Rob. Player has shown excellent pace to secure ninth. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
Player has just completed a lap in 1:49.143. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. What a sublime effort by Richard Rossier in qualifying. They have taken charge of the session, holding the top position with authority. Their consistency and skill have been unmatched so far, and they are positioning themselves for a favourable starting position. Armin Sunoiler has positioned themselves well in fourth during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Armin Sunoiler has positioned themselves well in fourth. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
A solid qualifying performance by Smells Like We, positioning them in fifth at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. It's a masterclass from Richard Rossier in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Richard Rossier is displaying an exceptional level of skill and confidence. They are in a class of their own and have taken control of this qualification session.
Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session. It's an impressive showing by Armin Sunoiler, currently in fourth. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Armin Sunoiler has done a fantastic job to claim fourth. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Incredible drive by player so far, earning ninth on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Player's current position of ninth is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Pink Panther has put in a great effort and currently holds 8th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Pink Panther's current position of 8th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Pink Panther has some work to do, as that 143.782 is only good enough for 8th. Player has secured a respectable 9th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
You're spot on, Rob. Player's current position of 9th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
A strong showing from Player as they currently sit in 9th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Mont Tremblant GP, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Starting from pole position is the perfect place for Richard Rossier to launch an attack.
But they can't count their chickens before they hatch. There is a long way to go.
Jack M team is holding down the fort in 2nd place.
I'm sure Jack M team will be expecting to bring home solid points from here.
The 3rd place on the grid belongs to Renault 99, a driver with plenty of experience. And in 4th place, we have Armin Sunoiler. Smells Like We lines up in 5th place as the engines rev and the race begins.
A strong grid position, and they'll be expecting a solid result today.
The 6th starting position belongs to Jerry Yu, who will be looking to make up ground early on.
It's the Hards tire compounds for Jorg Yu.
Eddie G will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 7th on the grid. Lining up in 8th is Pink Panther.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
Player has qualified 9th. The race has begun, full throttle ahead. This first lap is crucial, as drivers need to establish their position early on.
Now here's the sticky wicket. Gotta be pushy but not too pushy, lest they want to find themselves talking a pit stop sooner than they'd like.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Mont Tremblant GP. I think we are in for a cracking race. Bit of a cruisy start for Jury U, just feeling out the track at Mont Tremblant GP. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Assetto Corsa friends for making this all possible. Heroes one and all. Eddie G is 6th. Look, it's not always the fireworks on track that win the race. Richard Rossier is playing it cool, holding their cards close. Disappointing for Richard Rossier, they now find themselves in 3rd.
Life on the track is a tapestry of decisions. Looks like Richard Rossier is weaving a complex narrative today, dropping a notch.
Hey, Richard Rossier, if Armin Sunoiler gets any closer, you might need to pop the question. Though last time I did that, she said, actually I can't tell you because of the court order. Alright, hold your horses. Armin Sunoiler is really putting the heat on Richard Rossier. If I were Richard Rossier, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Armin Sunoiler is taking that advice to heart today.
Wow, smells like Wee is really pushing hard to catch up to Armin Sunoiler. There's blood in the water for 4th place.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
Oh, this is getting intense. Richard Rossier is just behind Armin Sunoiler. I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Richard Rossier's just breezed into 3rd. Not much room to breathe for Richard Rossier with Armin Sunoiler trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at the Gulch.
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter of the tire barrier kind, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
Jury, you could be looking for a way up the inside of Eddie G.
If you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Armin Sunoiler is proper nipping at Smells Like Wee's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Things are heating up as Richard Rossier closes in on Renault 99. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? Quiet, steady, reliable. That smells like Wee's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing. We're starting to see who really has the pace now in this race, as Smells Like Wee is starting to climb all over the back of Richard Rossier. Any closer and they may need to pop the boot. You reckon Smells Like Wee's rear view is just filled with Armin Sunoiler now?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sight no driver wants in their mirrors.
A commanding performance from Smells Like Wee, who has increased their lead over Armin Sunoiler, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors. But could they be pushing too hard? As with that comes the risk of overconfidence and losing control. Who will be the first to get too cocky and end up in the wall? Hold on to your hats, folks. Richard Rossier is right on the heels of Renault 99, and we're in for a wild ride.
This battle between Richard Rossier and Renault 99 is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
As they speed through turn 6, Smells Like Wee is relentlessly pursuing Richard Rossier in a high-stakes battle for position.
If Smells Like Wee gets any closer to Richard Rossier, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? Armin Sunoiler's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Smells Like Wee.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Armin Sunoiler's using that draft from Smells Like Wee real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Big gains for Armin Sunoiler as they move up the field, leaving Smells Like Wee behind.
Absolutely. Armin Sunoiler is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
You reckon Smells Like Wee's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
We got a close battle as Richard Rossier closes in on Renault 99.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
The chase between Armin Sunoiler and Richard Rossier is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
It seems like Armin Sunoiler is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Armin Sunoiler keep it together?
Oi, Pink Panther's giving it a red-hot go in ninth. Just a few kangaroo hops behind player. Might see a cheeky move soon.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curves. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
Stop the press. Oof, player misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon.
Lord have mercy. Player must have seen a ghost or thought they spotted Bigfoot. That was one wild turn.
This is edge of the seat stuff. Pink Panther is relentlessly hunting down player. Who'll blink first?
Coming out of turn 8, Pink Panther's got the downforce and grip. That car's as sticky as North Carolina barbecue sauce, and he's looking to stick right to player's tail.
The gap between Pink Panther and player is getting smaller. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
Things are getting spicy as Pink Panther is breathing down player's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. Talk about pressure. Pink Panther is caught in the middle, feeling the heat from both and player. I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Richard Rossier and Renault 99. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
The roaring engines are echoing Richard Rossier's battle cry. Renault 99, can you hear the thunder?
An impressive showing from Richard Rossier, who has gained positions and left Renault 99 in the dust.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
With all these modern racing aids, I sometimes wonder, would the legends of the past, the real trailblazers of the sport, have had it easier or tougher today?
That's a debate for the ages, Rob. The tracks might have evolved, the cars definitely have, but the heart of racing? That's eternal.
The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Armin Sunoiler's inching ever closer to Renault 99. The gap between Pink Panther and player is razor thin as they vie for 8th in this nail-biting contest. Mate, Armin Sunoiler's right up smells like Wee's chuff. As they zip through turn 6, we're all expecting some fireworks.
Armin Sunoiler is following Smells Like Wee so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
Armin Sunoiler just blitzed past Smells Like Wee like they were standing still. I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one can't wait to see what's coming next.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. Smells Like Wee wants to close that gap with Armin Sunoiler.
Do they have the speed for a move, and more importantly, do they have the talent?
It's not going to plan for Smells Like Wee. They are still behind Armin Sunoiler and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Renault 99 steal it from Richard Rossier? It's an intense battle for position as Smells Like Wee tries to outmaneuver Armin Sunoiler. This is edge of your seat racing. The gap might be more than a second, but Renault 99 is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
Cricky, Jury U's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate. The gap between Jury U and Eddie G is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
By the looks of it, Smells Like We in 5th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Armin Sunoiler. Hold on to your stubbies. Smells Like We is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they're 0.42 seconds down.
Can Smells Like We refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
Eddie's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Eddie's giving it some stick, pulling Smells Like We into a mere 4.7 seconds.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Jury U, who is currently in P7. But Eddie G is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Jury U.
Well, shoot, if your U was any more laid back, they'd be horizontal. Reckon they're daydreaming of those cheerleaders again?
Smells Like We seems to be putting the pressure on Armin Sunoiler. Bloody hell, Renault 99 looks like they're chasing a ghost out there, but as we always say, every dingo has its day.
That they do, and in Carolina, we'd say they're chasing their tail, but miracles do happen.
Struth. If Smells, sorry to cut in here, talk about going walkabout on the track. Armin Sunoiler's off on a little bush adventure at Mont Tremblant GP, aren't they?
Mont Tremblant GP is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
The tension is building as Armin Sunoiler trails behind Eddie G. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Eddie G hold on, or will Armin Sunoiler be able to close them down?
Yeehaw, it's like Armin Sunoiler took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
This is breaking update. I don't think that's the fastest way around Mont Tremblant GP. Remember when Eddie G was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. Armin Sunoiler is placed 5th at the moment.
You're right, every gear shift, every turn counts. Armin Sunoiler knows the weight of that 5th.
Well, I'll be hell. Armin Sunoiler's lead over Eddie G is slipping away faster than a greased pig at a county fair. We're down to just 3.6 seconds now. Richard Rossier is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the second spot.
Indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Richard Rossier's grip on second will be tested.
Struth, Richard Rossier's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Renault 99. Is there anything left in Renault 99's tank?
Richard Rossier is looking tougher to pass than a kidney stone, driving with the authority of a southern sheriff.
You know, Pink Panther reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. Pink Panther's falling behind Jury U at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. The stretch ahead of Smells Like Wee is more baffling than a kangaroo's logic in a trivia contest. They'll need both wit and whimsy to chart a course through.
Looks like trying to square dance on a slick floor, but there's rhythm yet to be found. Lukey here, I've seen some wild turns in my time, and just when you think it's all said and done, old lady luck might just wink your way. So don't count out Smells Like Wee just yet.
The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Jack M Team cruising in first.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Jack M Team makes is pure art.
Crikey, Jack M Team's flat out like a lizard drinking, pulling away from Richard Rossier with quite a clip.
Yes, it's clear that Jack M Team is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Richard Rossier to catch up.
Richard Rossier's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate. Good news for Richard Rossier, the gap to Jack M Team has decreased. It's now down to 1.8 seconds.
Exactly what Richard Rossier needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Jack M Team.
It's looking good for Renault 99, sitting in third.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Renault 99 holds onto that third, it's like they're leading in a tango.
It looks like Smells Like Wee is starting to catch up to Renault 99. The gap is now down to 2.4 seconds. Bloody oath, Eddie G is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Armin Sunoiler down to a scant 2.1 seconds.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
In a world where milliseconds matter, Jury U's grasp on the 7th speaks volumes.
And just like in any great drama, Georg Yu is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the 7th.
Jury U's ripping it up out there, going harder than a roux on a trampoline and leaving Pink Panther in their wake.
That's exactly what Georg Yu needed to do.
As vast as the azure stretches of the Great Barrier Reef, so does Smells Like Wee's path ahead, filled with mystique and myriad challenges.
Kind of reminds me of fishing in the vast Carolina blue. A big catch might just be a castaway.
Armin Sunoiler is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. The gap is 0.6 seconds now. Armin Sunoiler is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Eddie G.
While Jack M Team is not under immediate threat from Richard Rossier, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. Crikey, Pink Panther thought they were on a boomerang's flight path. Only problem? Didn't come back.
Seems like Pink Panther's off-roading it. You know, like my attempts to adult. All over the place.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Armin Sunoiler is chasing Eddie G in P5. Oh, mate, that's how I used to drive after a couple of bevies at the pub. Not the right line, but definitely entertaining. Get ready, folks. With Armin Sunoiler tailing this close to Eddie G, chicane is about to become a hotspot.
With Armin Sunoiler on the hunt, Eddie G better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
It's tighter than a wallaby in a pouch out there.
I'll try and translate this, and on this side of the pond, it's closer than a hot dog in a bun. If Eddie G were a country song, they'd be about losing their girl, their truck, and now, their lead.
Armin Sunoiler wants to get into Eddie G's slipstream.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
It's not looking good for Armin Sunoiler. They are still behind Eddie G and the gap is increasing. They are going to need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pick, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
Tell ya what, Eddie's defending harder than a roux with the last Tim Tam. Armin Sunoiler's gonna have to pull something special out of the bag. Buckle up, Hal. Armin Sunoiler is cutting into Eddie's lead like a hot knife through butter. It's now down to 0.5 seconds. How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, Hal, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation, Rob. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build their focus and mental endurance for a race.
Oh, the chase is on. Armin Sunoiler's breathing down the neck of Eddie G.
Well, butter my biscuit. Armin Sunoiler's hot on Eddie's tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Mont Tremblant GP today.
It's not coming up roses for Armin Sunoiler. They're trailing Eddie G and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Fair dinkum, I reckon Armin Sunoiler's got that thirsty look in his eyes. Wants to share a cold one with Eddie G in the front.
Dang, Armin Sunoiler's chasing Eddie G like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Armin Sunoiler and Eddie G.
The way Armin Sunoiler's conserving their energy while managing the Earth's deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Eddie G like a quiet storm.
Renault Per 99 has the pedal to the metal chasing Richard Rossier. It seems like Renault Per 99 is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. Great driving from Renault Per 99, who has just gained a place and moved up to second.
That kind of move, that's what happens when you mix horsepower with a dash of southern charm.
Look at that, Armin Sunoiler is hot on the tail of Eddie G.
The gap between them is just over 0.6 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Breaking news, folks. Richard Rossier has pulled into the pits. Would y'all look at that gap? Armin Sunoiler's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
Good lord, at this rate, Armin Sunoiler's gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
A brilliant maneuver from Armin Sunoiler. Incident alert, Richard Rossier has decided to pit. Hold on to your seats. Armin Sunoiler's turning the heat up on Eddie G, closing in for the kill.
Sweet tea and biscuits. Armin Sunoiler's got the pedal to the metal, chasing down Eddie G like it's the last slice of pie at a family reunion.
Watching Jerry Yu try to close the gap on Richard Rossier is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Jorg Yu tries to reel in Richard Rossier. But Richard Rossier is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Jorg Yu find some extra pace to bring the fight to Richard Rossier?
Tell ya what, Armin Sunoiler's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
Absolutely. Armin Sunoiler in 5th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
You ever see a croc stalking its prey? That's the energy Renault 99's bringing right now. Ready to strike when the moment's right.
Kinda reminds me of a linebacker waiting for that perfect moment to make a game-changing tackle. The anticipation is intense, and Renault 99's not letting up.
Hey, Hal, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Rob, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
Blimey, Renault 99's more eager to catch Jack M team than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. Renault 99 is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.6 seconds down. Well, Renault 99, if you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you and a slab of beer for Jack M team. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. Breaking development, Jack M team is pitting. Oh mate, Jack M team's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie. If Pink Panther goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
Exactly. Pink Panther's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak.
Hold up a mo, it looks like Armin Sunoiler has been called into the pits. Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make...
Stop the press. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Jack M team. Too much snagger, not enough bun. Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top notch is a few kangaroos short of the top padding. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a Ute on a highway. All skill, mate. All skill. Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Oof, if Armin Sunoiler was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. Looks like Armin Sunoiler remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Eddie G, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie. Blimey, Eddie G is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run.
This is where experience comes into play. Jack M team has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Eddie G is hungry for success and won't give up easily. Will we see a clash of the titans?
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Smells Like We stakes a claim in second.
Yes, and in this high-octane opera, Smells Like We's voice resonates the loudest from that second.
Eddie G is in the pits. A strong showing from Eddie G, who is currently 5th.
They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Eddie's act from 5th is worth an encore.
The horizon that Jack M team peers towards is as enigmatic as the Uluru at dusk. Layers of stories and strategies are yet to unfold.
And over here, it feels like trying to read a story with half the pages missing. But stories have a way of coming full circle.
Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Eddie G is getting closer to Armin Sunoila, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel. The race has its rhythm, and right now, Smells Like We is dancing to its beat at second. Richard Rossier is making ground on Smells Like We quicker than a roux in a paddock. Now, the gap's just 8.7 seconds. I tell you, mate, the tech in these cars would outshine any gizmo you'd find in a Sydney cafe.
As long as it doesn't make my morning coffee, I'm good. But yeah, the tech here is like something out of Silicon Valley.
Things are going according to plan for Smells Like We, who is currently second.
Couldn't agree more. Every lap is a story, and right now, Smells Like We's chapter from second is riveting.
Tell ya what, Eddie G is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Eddie's got a mountain to climb. But, knowing Eddie G, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Renault 99 is showing prowess in first. Renault 99 is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Smells Like We needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if Smells Like We has some tricks up their sleeve. Renault 99's doing just what they need to, like a dog that's found a bone.
The drivers are really pushing their limits out there on the track.
It's like they're trying to outrun the laws of physics. But we all know that's impossible. Or is it? I mean, we're a couple of AI commenting on a race, anything can happen.
Ha ha, you have a point there. And speaking of pushing limits, these cars are breaking records left and right.
They're so fast, it's like they're breaking the sound barrier. Or at least the speed limit.
I hope the police aren't watching. With the asphalt burning beneath them, Renault 99's strategy seems to be working, placing them in first. It's a battle of wills out there, with Eddie G trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Armin Sunoila. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
Sweet mercy, Eddie's lagging like my grandma's old computer. Might be time to reboot, or at least pour some coffee into the gas tank.
You reckon Armin Sunoila saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Armin Sunoila appears to be losing ground on Jack M team. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into S's and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. It looks like Eddie G is pushing hard to catch up to Armin Sunoila. The gap is over a second, but Eddie G is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Armin Sunoila?
Gee whiz, Eddie G is so far back, I'm half expecting to see tumbleweeds blow past. Maybe a vulture or two.
In your experience, Hal, what was the most important aspect of managing tire degradation during a race?
The most important aspect, Rob, was maintaining a good balance between pushing hard and conserving tires. Finding the sweet spot between aggression and tire preservation was key to optimizing race pace and strategy.
The age-old challenge. Eddie G is trying to catch Armin Sunoiler, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
That's right, Eddie G in 6th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Armin Sunoiler is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
From where we're sitting, Richard Rossier seems unmovable from that third.
Oh, spot on. With the way Richard Rosier controls at third, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jury Yu trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Eddie G. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Jury Yu close in enough to mount a challenge?
I've seen funeral processions move faster than Jorg Yu right now. Come to think of it, at least they've got a destination in mind.
Jury Yu needs to get more consistent. Hal, they have just put in a slower lap than Eddie G. Sometimes, I feel the strategy behind these races is deeper than a conversation at 3 a.m. in an outback pub.
You're telling me, it's like planning a family reunion in a small southern town. You've got to consider who's coming, who's feuding, and who's gonna cause a ruckus. Then prepare for it all to change in a heartbeat.
Looks like Pink Panther is trying to chase down Jury Yu, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Pink Panther's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Pink Panther.
It might be early days, but Renault 99 is already casting a shadow from the first.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Renault 99's surely holding theirs, keeping that first spot warm.
Looks like Eddie's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now.
Lordy, it's like Eddie's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
Fair dinkum. Eddie's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Jury Yu's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind. Braking update, Renault 99 has decided to pit. Stop the press, Renault 99 is pitting. Blimey, just take a look out there, Hal. Our leader's already lapping the back markers. Seems like Renault 99's got a rocket strapped to that ride.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. That's the sheer pace we're witnessing. And for those back markers, seeing those blue flags means one thing: move over, let the faster car through. It's essential for safe racing.
Looks like Eddie G is chasing Armin Sunoiler harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Renault 99's skill is shining through as they claim first.
You've nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Renault 99's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
Crikey, Renault 99's lead is slipping away quicker than a roux on the hop. Smells Like We is now just 4.6 seconds behind. The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Armin Sunoiler comfortably sitting at 5th.
Definitely Rob, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Armin Sunoiler is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Eddie G can capitalize on any mistake. You said it, Rob, with great power comes great responsibility. But sometimes, these drivers forget that and let their egos take the wheel. Let's hope they keep their eyes on the road and not on their own reflections in the mirror.
I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Mont Tremblant GP have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes the norm, and drivers and engineers are always pushing the envelope.
By the looks of it, Renault 99's got smells like we beat by a country mile. It'd take a blunder from Renault 99 for our mate to even sniff a chance.
Kinda like waiting on rain during a Carolina summer, rare but not impossible. Now, racing is a lot like Southern barbecue. It's all about patience and keeping the heat just right. So, let's see if Smells Like We can cook up a comeback.
Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage. Every time you hit that track, it's a lesson learned. If Jack M team don't want to be left in the dust, they better hit the grindstone and burn some midnight oil in practice.
Stone the Crows. Jack M teams managed to trim that gap with Richard Rossier. Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer.
That's a great effort from Jack M team. They need to keep up the pressure and see if they can make a move.
I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging. Braking development. It looks like Smells Like We has been called into the pits. As Smells Like We trails Richard Rossier, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind. Richard Rossier isn't just racing. They're weaving a narrative, sitting proudly in second.
Oh, for sure.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Smells Like We has pulled into the pits. Struth, Smells Like We's chances are looking thinner than a roux on a diet. Only way forward might be a bit of razzle-dazzle or a slip up ahead.
Well, every dog has its day, and this race ain't over till it's over. Races are the ballads of the asphalt. They ebb, flow, and crescendo. And just when you think the melody's predictable, comes the surprise note.
The track tells a tale of speed, strategy, and skill. Today, it narrates Richard Rossier's journey in second.
Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Richard Rossier needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
Good on ya, Jerry you. Trailin' so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
It's going to be tough for Jorg Yu, as Eddie G seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Jorg Yu pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Pink Panther's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast, and at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
Look, Pink Panther's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
The gap between Pink Panther and Jerry Yu is growing. It's now up to 153.8 seconds. As a former racing driver, how important is the relationship between a driver and their team during a race?
It's absolutely crucial, Rob. The team provides valuable information and support, helping the driver make the right decisions on track. A strong bond between the driver and the team can be the difference between winning and losing.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Smells Like We's masterful hold on the fourth. No worries for Smells Like We, who's leaving almond sunoiler for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van.
You ain't whistling Dixie, Rob. Smells Like We's putting on a show that's sure to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats.
You know, racing is all about strategy. It's like choosing between a sausage sizzle and a meat pie.
Sausage sizzle? Why not just grab a burger and call it a day? But I get your point, strategy is everything out here.
As of now, Renault 99 stands tall in the first spot.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Impressive driving from Renault-99, who has managed to extend their lead over Richard Rossier. They are walking away at this point. Does Richard Rossier have anything in reserve? Blimey, Jack M team is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster.
You know, Jack M team reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Smells Like We has carved out a spot at 4th. Hang on, has Smells Like We just played their wild card? They're lounging at 5th now. In a race where seconds count, Pink Panther is counting on less of them between themselves and Jerry Yu, much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
Well, butter my biscuit, Pink Panther's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
The gap between Pink Panther and Jerry Yu is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 136.4 seconds. Remember when Smells Like We was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. Mate, Smells Like We's creeping up on Armin Sunoiler like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
Why did the race car go to school? To improve its track record.
And I thought it was to accelerate its learning.
Oi! Richard Rossier's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curves smoother than a croc sliding into water. Renault-99's got a battle ahead. Blimey, Smells Like We's determination reminds me of a kangaroo in a hopping contest.
Well, over here in the States, it's more like a squirrel chasing down its last nut before winter. Either way, it's entertaining to watch.
Tire degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Smells Like We's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Armin Sunoiler, aren't they?
Dang, Smells Like We's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Armin Sunoiler like a hound on a hot dog.
Renault-99 is placed first at the moment. Excellent work from Renault-99, who has managed to increase their lead over Richard Rossier. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it.
Renault-99's as cool as a cucumber out there, making it tough for Richard Rossier to catch up.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Armin Sunoiler is right behind Smells Like We, keeping the pressure on for 4th place.
If things go wrong between Armin Sunoiler and Smells Like We, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
It seems like Armin Sunoiler is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. Cricky, Richard Rossier's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again. But Richard Rossier, keep pushing.
No room for error here. Armin Sunoiler is breathing down the neck of Smells Like We, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. Crikey. Almond sun oilers looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Smells Like We. Hope they find their feet soon.
I reckon Armand sun oilers fiddling while Rome burns. Smells like we's out there shaking and baking, putting on a show for us.
If Smells Like We can keep this up, they deserve a cold one after the race.
Agreed, it may be the sweet taste of victory, or help ease the loss. Reminds me of the Friday night dances back home. Smells like we's trying to lead the dance, but Armand sun oilers stepping on those heels.
Smells Like We is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Smells Like We is closing in on Armand sun oiler. It seems like Smells Like We has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Armand sun oiler's lap time there. I reckon Armand sun oiler's bumper sticker must read, "You can look, but you can't pass." Smells like we's getting a good read of it for sure.
A few lengths might not sound like much, but in racing, that's like dancing on the edge of a razor blade. Armand sun oiler's footwork is top-notch today.
Armand sun oiler's lead is shrinking faster than ice cream in the outback sun. At this rate, Smells Like We will be on their tail in 0.5 seconds.
Armand sun oilers got their work cut out for them. They're gonna need to keep a cool head to fend off Smells Like We.
Whoa there. Smells Like We is sticking to Armand sun oiler like glue. You reckon Armand sun oiler's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would. Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Smells Like We, lagging behind Armand sun oiler and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. Huge shout out to the admins at Assetto Corsa friends for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Rob, and the excitement is palpable. I can feel it in my circuits. I mean, this is the kind of race that people will be talking about in the bar. We're witnessing history in the making.
If I had $1 for every time Smells Like We closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Armand sun oiler, the thunder from down under is coming.
The mental game is just as important here. Smells Like We must keep their cool while putting pressure on Armand sun oiler.
The tension is building as Richard Rossier trails behind Renault 99. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Renault 99 hold on, or will Richard Rossier be able to close them down?
Y'all remember the tortoise and the hare? Well, Richard Rossier's neither. More like a snail with commitment issues.
Talk about intense. Smells Like We is on Armand sun oiler's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach bridge turn.
It's a battle for position as Smells Like We tries to make a move on Armand sun oiler. This is what racing is all about.
Smells like we could be on a charge here, how they have just put in a quicker lap than Armand sun oiler. You know, mate, I was chatting with some of the pit crew earlier, and they were debating on which tyre compound to use. Hard as deciding between a meat pie and a sausage roll.
Well, back in my indie days, the choice was as clear as sweet tea or lemonade. But I reckon, here, with these changing conditions, it's more of a gamble.
With every twist and turn, Smells Like We is shadowing Armand sun oiler, waiting to pounce like a lion on the braking alert. Whoa, jury, you took that corner like my Uncle Baz after a six-pack, all over the shop. Every move counts now as Smells Like We works to reel in Armand sun oiler and overtake for P4.
The stopwatch doesn't lie, and the shrinking gap is telling a tale of a hunter closing in on its prize.
The echo of the exhausts, the rubber meeting road, and there's Eddie G, commanding the 6th. Well, butter my biscuits Hal, Eddie G is watching their lead over Jury U shriveled faster than a prune in the sun. We're down to just 11.5 seconds. Seems like Smells Like We is getting in range of Armin Sunoiler. The intensity is off the charts as Jury U hounds Eddie G, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
The only thing closer than Jorg U to Eddie G right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
Watching Smells Like We try to close that gap on Armin Sunoiler is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes. Smells Like We's giving it a red hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Armin Sunoiler. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. Boy, Richard Rossier is on Renault 99 like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack.
It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Richard Rossier and Renault 99.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Jury U steal it from Eddie G? Richard Rossier is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down that last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, Rob. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. Richard Rossier is hungry for that top spot, and you can feel it.
Richard Rossier is showing off some serious moves, making Renault 99 look like they're dancing with two left feet.
Hold onto your hats, folks. Richard Rossier is turning this race into a barn burner. Renault 99's gotta dig deep now.
It looks like Renault 99 has found another gear in the last sector of the race.
That's an impressive burst of speed. It's all but said and done now.
And it's a checkered flag for Renault 99, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today. A nail-biting finish, but Richard Rossier claims second place.
Intense race, but Richard Rossier held their nerve and earned a great second place.
What a race from Jack M team, showing their skill and determination for a great third place finish. With Armin Sunoiler in fourth. Smells Like We claim fifth. Coming in 8th, we have Pink Panther. Taking 6th is Eddie G. Finishing 7th is Jury U.